Anna, thank you so much for being here with us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
You're so welcome. Now, Anna, how long have you been in the Quest program for? How long ago did you join?
2 years.
2 years now. Wow.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
years ago is when you began.
Yeah, it's been an on and off journey. Although, no, let's put it this way. The actual training itself, or like me doing the course, has been on and off.
Yeah.
But I would say I have been doing it for all 2 years,
Wow.
even though I may not have opened the Ultimate You
Understand.
book, or yeah. So I've been, I can say I have been on the journey since that, like day one when I joined.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And now, where were you in life before you found the Quest? What was going on for you emotionally? What was missing? What kind of drew you to the point where you thought, this is going to be a solution for me?
Um, the way I was before the course. Look, if I said it's been transformational, still it's an understatement. It's like there are so many personal development courses out there that try to make you a better person,
Yeah.
and it didn't make me a better person. It's made me a different person. But
Right.
we are, and the difference is, I'll describe this to you in a way that I was very shut down.
Mm.
I could come across as an extrovert easily. I could talk, etc. But some people would tell me, "Anna, you're still holding back a lot,"
Right.
and that was all right. The main problem was I was so isolated. I was extremely lonely. And what's interesting, I had a family at the time. I had colleagues around me. I had the clients, and still this sense of loneliness was just like a big void.
Mm.
And I was trying to fill that void with all sorts of activities. And I've been an achiever pretty much all my life, and that was my go-to. So I would take another course. I would do some volunteering, and I totally loved helping others because
Right.
that made me feel better. So that was my go-to.
Yeah.
Matt, emotionally, I'll tell you this. I bought myself about 2 years ago. See these letters?
Yeah.
Joy.
Yes.
Yeah. And I bought this, and I bought love, because I thought I might put them at home, and it's like it would be a representation of joy and love for me. And
Yeah.
I looked at love and I thought, I know what love feels like. I have a child, I love him.
Yes.
Right now, when I look back, I think I knew what care felt like.
Right.
But real love, I don't really think I was there. I
Wow.
don't think I actually could experience love.
Yeah. So you knew how to look after someone, but how to receive and feel love for yourself, you didn't really have.
Exactly. Exactly. And that was missing. The story with the joy is even more sad because I hope I'm not going to cry, because I still, when I think about it, it's just like, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Your time, and thank you for being
I
so vulnerable.
so I looked at the letters and I went numb.
Mm.
And I was trying to process through my head what joy would feel like. And I had no idea.
Wow.
I had no idea. It was a word that meant something nice and positive,
Right.
but I didn't know what it feels like. It was not available to me.
Mm.
This is how shut down I was. This is how my emotions were suppressed.
Wow.
And it's yeah, so this is where I started
You
basically.
began. So from that place, thank you so much for sharing that. And I imagine there'll be some people that'll be watching this that'll maybe they're in the exact same place. They're
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure I do come across with people like that quite often.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
when you were in that place,
Yeah.
what was it about this journey that made you think, well, this is I'm going to give this a go? And especially because you said you'd done a whole bunch of personal development programs, so you've already done a whole bunch of personal development programs. You're into learning. What was different about the quest where you thought, okay, this is different, and I'm going to fully commit to this? Because one of the things that I've noticed that you've done is you've gone through this program. You haven't just put it on the shelf. You've applied this and you've changed and you've warmed up and opened up, and you know
Yeah.
you're a different person, and I've seen your transformation.
Yeah.
So what was it about the message that made you think, okay, I'm going to give this a go?
It was the course was different. The majority of courses, it's about processing things through the head. And there was something in me that was telling me that, okay, you know what, actually where I actually started was I started at the point when I thought I was right in everything I knew. And I was so convinced that I totally knew where I was going.
You knew everything.
And I knew everything. Yeah, that's where I started, right? So I knew everything. And it's just the point when I realized that still something was missing and my achievements didn't really give me the satisfaction that I was chasing. And it's only when I started to realize there was something missing. At this point, honestly, it was 2 years ago. Honestly, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was, I'm going to tap into my subconscious at this point because it's just my logic doesn't really tell me much. And maybe because it was subconscious, you know, that
feeling
quiet, that quiet voice inside. It's like, Anna, I think you should try something different this time.
Wonderful.
And it was different.
Yeah.
And I feel different now.
You've transformed.
Totally.
Now, along the way, what was the thing that was most significant for you? You know, a lot of people find things that were, for example, for me, I know that opening up to my emotions was huge as well. I was very much like you. I got angry, and I think I joked around and got angry. That would be my two states. So to open up emotionally for me has just been the most amazing thing. What's it been for you? What's been like the part of the quest that's just been like, that was the thing?
What's interesting, Matt, there were really quite a few things in there because, say, now that I look back, I think needs, understanding my own needs. I had no idea what I needed because, once again, as I said, for me, it was all about looking after others. Yeah. It was all about other people's needs. Yeah. So understanding my own needs was very important. Boundaries, super important. Again, we know now how these two work together, right? Before that, I was so illiterate. Emotions. It's like I've just described to you my experience with joy. It's like, what is it? What does it feel like? I have no idea. You know. So being able to tap into those things, also understanding that it's not just me. I'm a product of my family, and we're talking about a number of generations. Yes. And my problems are actually a reflection of, say, 2 generations ago, and that's what I'm aware of. Yeah. Probably longer. Yep. So maybe it's not my problem. Maybe it's not really, and I'm a product. And now I feel that I've gone back to the factory settings. I'm becoming more you. I'm discovering what I was like before people started putting their, finishing touches on me, and you should be this way, you should be that way, you should do this, you should say that,
Now you're breaking out of that and you're working out who you are and the tribal cycle and the rules and all the things that get placed on you.
Yep.
You said earlier that when you first started the journey, you were lonely and you had all these achievements, but you felt lonely inside. And a lot of people will resonate with that because so many of us, we're surrounded by people. You know, we've got physical closeness, but we don't have emotional closeness. And you know, now we've got, for example, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we've got forced social distancing on top of emotional distancing. You know, I imagine a lot of people feel really alone and they don't know how to break through that loneliness. And you know, it's wonderful that through the program you've learned how to let people in and how to connect. Share with us what's different now in your relationships now that you're connecting more with you. How are you showing up differently in relationships with others?
Apart from being more open to say what I think, it's also the thinking has changed. I say I have become so much more empathetic because now I love myself more. Sorry, it may be a long-winded answer, but like in the past, like I would look at myself in the mirror. Okay, I'm going to be very open here. And it would be like, okay, this is wrong, you know, okay, I need to dye my hair, I need to put my makeup on, I've got, you know, wrinkles or something else. Now it's like, I see myself in the mirror and I just smile. It's like, hello, you know.
I love that. I love that. I love how you say hello. It's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I might go, hey girl.
That's awesome.
You know, and when I have this energy inside, first I have more empathy to others. Before that, I would be, my communication with others would be honestly looking for faults and what could be better, constant improvement, because I was too obsessed about improving myself to start with. And obviously, it's, you know, now I look at people the way they are and I appreciate them for who they are.
Beautiful.
And because obviously I don't come across as critical anymore, people open up more and it's become much easier to, you know, to connect, to communicate. And just the sheer joy of being myself and not actually beating myself afterwards, thinking like for the whole day, why the hell did I think that was a good idea to say it? You know, it's like being so harsh towards myself. Like now I back myself up, and that's why it makes it easier to communicate. I might say something that might be silly, and I just see what comes back, and I handle the response much easier. No. Because before that, it would be like, oh, what if I say something that might offend them or something, you know, yeah, so there was so much, I was too reserved. I was too afraid to make the wrong move, whatever that might be, you know, the wrong tone, the wrong, I don't know, well, I guess you can see where I'm coming from. So it's like, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid of myself.
Yes. And also you're looking up to others. And I love how it's like you can see it in your face. So it's in your eyes. You're so warm and you know, because I've known you for quite some time now. I've probably known
3 years.
3 years, wonderful.
Yep.
You're warm in ways that you weren't warm. Your face it looks different. You've got this smile about you now. Anna, what would you say to someone who is inspired by your story, who's sitting there thinking, wow, I can relate, this is how I am, or they're also inspired in a way where they're considering joining the program and becoming part of the Quest program and going on the similar path to what you've gone on? What would you say to them?
Just do it. Your logic may be telling you something completely different. You may have 1,000 objections in your head and all of those what ifs, etc. And yeah, if you feel that there is that quiet voice inside that tells you that your logic doesn't really know all the answers, then yeah, definitely just give it a go. And I would say, uh, like, put your heart and soul into it, and it will return like 10 folds, 100 folds. Like, for me, it's yeah. If I say it was transformational, as I've said before, it's so much more than that. I'm just a different person now. I'm not an improved version. I'm probably the best version of me that I could ever be. Mind you, I'm still growing, and I feel that I probably will change later on as well. But I think the main change has already happened. And I'm so glad that I have been able to leave so much baggage behind. So now I'm moving forward, and I'm enjoying life. I'm getting more results. I'm getting better results. And it all feels lighter. It feels like just awesome. So yeah, don't think about it, because the logical mind will be telling you all the right things to do, and they're not necessarily the right things to do. So
Thank you so much, Anna. You're wonderful. Congratulations on everything you've achieved, and thank you for being part of the broadcast.
thank you. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.